What's going on, family? And welcome back to another episode of Mike Toss. And I am so excited about this episode as we have an opportunity to hear from a living legend. And of course, we are all about catching the mic and the wisdom from those who have proven success. And this woman of God is, of course, one that I think all of us can recognize with the success and the blessings of God that is on her life. So please help me welcome none other than the pastor, Preashea Hilliard. Pastor, how are you?
First of all, this living legend thing.
I mean,
What?
like,
I said, who we about to have on?
I'm talking about
Talking about me.
that I've actually listened to your music. Of course, the young adult youth conferences that you used to have, like you in a boxing ring, and for you to be right here is like, wow.
Well, God be praised, man.
Yes,
God be
ma'am.
praised. God
Thank
be praised.
you again.
I'm glad to be here. I told you, I said,
Yeah.
this is fancy, y'all.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
I feel fancy. Let's do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for, again, just taking some time to hop on and just to be a part of the conversation. Pastor, when thinking about young leaders, and we're all pushing toward the thing that the Lord has given us to grow in, the thing that the Lord has given us, some of us will fully reach that place. But how do you define success after you've been on the stage, your voice has been heard, the Lord has risen your gift in such a way that you're now recognized? How do you define success while still keeping your soul anchored in God while you are on the stages and your name is being called?
Ooh, how do I define success?
Yeah.
I think you kind of said it. I define success based upon 3 John 2, that I pray that you would prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. And so for me, success is the knowing that I have done the will of the Lord.
Yeah.
And knowing that I have done the proper stewardship over my soul that is required for my humanity. That's success to me. I want to sleep at night and have peace. I want the stage to be literally the tip of the iceberg of who Preashea is. So that I never fall into the trap of addicted to the platform because I can't be Preashea without that.
Right.
So I think success for me is totally an inward congruence more than it is an outward appearance or performance of you really got it going on. Because at the end of the day, the applause and the rooms that you have the opportunity to be in, those are not going to sustain your soul beyond the hype of the moment. Right. And honestly, if you don't do the right soul work, you'll be in those moments and you won't be able to take it in at all. So for me, success looks like Preashea being the best version of Preashea that she can be, and having the wherewithal and the capacity to fulfill my assignment, and my humanity does not taint what God is trying to get to his people.
Wow, Pastor, that's really good. And that's a perspective shift, especially with understanding the heights that the Lord has brought you to. I mean, you're going to mantle to one of the largest conferences of our day. Tell us
what?
Yeah. And this isn't just the first time. My God, this is the second time that
Praise
you're going
God.
to be there. And it is clear that the gift, and I wouldn't even say it's a gift. I would say it is the sharpening of something that we all can participate in, and that's prayer. It is clear that prayer is the secret sauce to maintaining your salvation, maintaining your soul being anchored, maintaining when your name gets called to the place that the Lord would have it to. Can you dive into what have been some of the secrets or the closed door things that have really helped you to maintain as the Lord was calling you to greater places?
I think the first thing is I didn't want this.
No, we've heard you say that often.
I did not sign up for this. Every
Yes,
time
ma'am.
I get a call, every time I'm telling you, I just be like, you sure you got the right one? Because there's a lot of people out here talking about Jesus that's got my last name. So I just want to make sure you called the right one. You sure? So I think the secret sauce is that I have never, my ambition has always been to please God. And I have to honor my parents in this moment, because that's what they kept very clear for me. My dad would say two things to me when I was a kid. Number one, Presh, I'm not about to get in trouble with God playing with you.
Ooh-wee. Come on, Bishop.
Right. Okay. Lord. And then the second thing was, this is not a game. And when he said this, he was talking about ministry, people's lives. This is not a game. And so that unbridled ambition or the improper perspective of what the stages and the calls are, I have to give it to my parents for putting that in me as a young kid.
Yeah.
I always valued this space and understood the responsibility of this space. Yeah. So when they asked me to be youth pastor,
that's it.
I was like, that means I can't no longer just be the hype girl at the front of the altar, making sure everybody participated, praise and worship. I'm now responsible for these children. Okay, no, I'm about to go cry. I'm about to go to the bush and weep.
Exactly.
So I think the secret sauce is, and I was, kind of thinking around the conversation that we were going to have today. I'm in the midst of reading, because leaders are readers.
Yes, ma'am.
Praise God. I'm in the midst of this, and I'm turning 40 this year, which is throwing me all the way off.
My goodness. That is crazy.
I'm still in the boxing ring, though, right?
Exactly.
I'm still cool. I'm still hip. I feel like I'm about to approach auntie age. Jesus. So in my 40th year, the thing I wanted to do this year for myself is I wanted to read 40 books. Wow. So I'm currently on Simon Sinek's Start With Why. Ooh. And it's this whole book about, realizing your purpose and making sure that your purpose is at the center of everything that you do. And I think the secret sauce is that my why has been pure. And my why I do this is not for the sake of my name, for the sake of my fame. I actually prefer to be the one you call to edit this podcast than to the one to be on it.
I believe that.
So my why is strictly, Lord, what do you want to say? What do you want to happen? Because however I can use what you've given me as far as gifts and talents to bring glory to your name, that's my why. And I think the secret sauce to stability, to longevity, is having a good anchoring why. I do this as unto the Lord, not unto men, Colossians 3.
Yeah.
I don't do this because I was talking to, which this sounds crazy to even say right now. I heard the sentence in my brain. I was talking to my church the other day.
Hello, because you have a church and you are a pastor. Come on, the glory house.
The glory house.
That's right.
Jesus. Long swallow right there, Jesus. But I was talking to them about, I was in the middle of preaching about something else, and I stopped and I said, the reason why you can't be consistent and the reason why you don't have willpower to reach your goal is because there is no eternal value to what it is that you're trying to pursue. So you want to lose weight, but you're doing it to get the attention of somebody who is temporal. So what does the Bible tells us? 2 Corinthians 4, set your eyes on things eternal. And so I think when our why is anchored in things that are temporal, that's when our willpower starts to fade, or it kind of has like these ebbs and flows, and then all this procrastination and all of this other stuff starts to come into the pot, because we have not set our value system on things eternal. Our why is based upon a 5-year plan that we didn't submit to the Lord.
Yes, ma'am.
And not necessarily based upon my metric of worth, my metric of success is God pleased with this? Yeah. And it sounds like the most simplest thing, but it is the hardest thing to do to keep intact.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think the other secret sauce, because I tell people this all the time, my superpower is honor.
Ooh, talk to us about that.
I believe that we could have a whole nother podcast about honor.
Hello.
But I believe that honor has everything to do with how well you maintain your heart.
Lord.
And the way that we maintain our heart is by making sure, is by emoting in the presence of God. So we have not a high priest who is not unacquainted with our weaknesses, our emotions. And if you read the Psalms, the man after God's own heart was able to be vulnerable enough in the presence of God to present to him the truth of who he was. David goes on and on. I mean, my flesh. And he is like, my enemies are coming. They waiting for me to stumble. I mean, he is just really, my strong enemy has come upon me. Like, he is letting God have it. Where are you, God? Where? And so it's the vulnerability that creates trust that I am willing to have with God in his presence, so that I don't have to emote in other places that are not safe, emote in other places that could come in and taint my oil, taint my why. I really, 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 like, you want to talk about me being activated or something, like, send me to my prayer room.
Yes, ma'am.
If I'm having a bad day, y'all gonna catch me underneath this table right here.
I love that.
in crisscross applesauce with my Bible open, because no other help do I know. And so I think I took the long way around answering that question, but I think it's the why, and I think it's the trusting God with our emotions, and making sure that we continue to guard our hearts, to continue to make sure that heart is right towards God, and it's loving God's people. And honor is simply keeping my heart right when I am justifiably when I am justified in responding to others' humanity.
Right.
Wow. I think that's good. You know, your pastor is Apostle Clack. I had to come with some one-liners today. I said, God,
he has them all.
I said, God, do the Apostle Hilliard thing where you just
come
give me
on
the whole,
exactly.
It just comes up over me. Yeah, and it's like bars. Come on, give me that podcast grace today.
Do it, God. And the crazy thing is, what you just gave us was so much practicality, so many gems, because I think everything that you spoke of is that preparatory phase as the Lord is making, shaping, and calling you to the fulfillment of the things that the Lord has put in us. essentially what you were saying is all of those things, making sure that the why is right, making sure that you have your focus fixed on God's people and handling them well, making sure that you understand that this is not a game. All
This
of
is
those
not a
things
game.
prepared you for the day that the lights got turned on.
Mm.
And if those things prepared you for the day that the lights got turned on, then that communicated to me that I need to spend much more time in the preparation of my purity, the preparation of my prayer life, the preparation of my devotion before those things happen. Because once those things happen, it's not that I don't have that time. It's not that I don't have that opportunity to still seek God. But when my attention is so shifted on building and doing the work, it almost feels like the season of time for preparation is not the time when the lights come on.
For
That
sure.
time happens before the lights are actually turned on. And Pastor, one of the things that I think is evident just because of our humanistic nature is preparation does not always equal perfection when
Come on here.
the fullness of the moment happens. Pastor, how did you give yourself grace in moments that you were still going, still doing, still building, and still operating in the things that the Lord has called you to, but there were still some areas in your life that you still needed the water and the blood of God's grace and mercy to cover? How did you give yourself grace to still keep moving in those moments?
Whew. So I think of all of the questions, this is probably the one that is the hardest for me because I am a perfectionist by nature.
I hear that.
I
hear that.
I am
Jesus.
lists, spreadsheets,
Come on.
processes,
Systems, structures,
systems, checklists,
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
And that, that's why we had to pivot today because I'm like, we're not about to go to Orlando. We need to get these spreadsheets done.
Hello.
Where is y'all schedule for this table? What are we doing? Who coming in with me? Like, let's write it all down.
Come on.
And so there is something that I have I've developed with my mentees. And I told them, I said, there is grace for mistakes.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was a Craig Rochelle leadership podcast that I listened to. And he was talking about delegation of tasks. And he was saying that as a leader, when you are delegating things that you could do yourself, you have to almost lessen your perfection. Like if you could do it at 100% when you delegate it, you need to be okay with it being about 80% right.
Yes, ma'am. That's real.
Rather than you expecting people to do, because my whole thing is, oh, y'all can't do it. Don't worry about it. I know I did. I'm a PK. I did everybody's job here. I did everybody's job. And let me tell you something. Y'all get me too hyped, I will tell you in the middle of the meeting.
Exactly.
Y'all do know I can do everybody's job, right? Okay. So
that's right.
Let's get it together.
Come on with it.
But being okay with it not being perfect. And my friend said this statement to me. She said, it doesn't have to be perfect to be good.
My God.
And it was like real cute at first. But as I started living and walking this thing out, I just kept saying to myself, wait, it doesn't have to be perfect to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect to be good. And so that's kind of like,
Jesus.
You just got free.
Hello. My God. Man.
Because think about it. God's metric of goodness is not based upon perfection. He looked at us and he said, it's good. Lord. It's good. It's not perfect. It's good. And so I think that's the thing for me. That's how I've given myself grace, is it doesn't have to be perfect to be good. I tell myself that all the time. And then I think the other thing is, I have a therapist.
That's right. Come on
I
with
have
it.
a therapist that cares nothing about man. I had a session this morning. I'm trying to explain to her mantle.
She said, and what?
I was like, so yeah, I'm going to mantle. And I was like, so it's at the Kia Center. Last year it was at the State Farm Arena. It's like
naming the
a
big
lot
places.
of people.
Yep.
And she's like, okay.
And
she cares nothing about that.
yeah.
She wants to know, how is your soul? And one of the things that she told me, because after I told my spiritual parents and told the people around me about the Glory House and what I believe God wanted me to do, the next thing I did was schedule a session with my therapist. And I said, this is what I believe God called me to do. You know me, girl. And you know I don't want to do this. I said, so I need your help because I'm not trying to go backwards on all of the work that I've done. And she said, I don't want you to plan any church things until you figure out, how does Preashea look as a senior pastor?
Lord, that's good.
She said, don't plan. She said, you can do that. She said, I've talked to you enough. We've been working together enough that I'm pretty sure you know how to do all of the church systems. You know how to plan stuff. You've done events.
Raised in.
You know what to do. She said, don't pick up a pen, schedule a meeting. Don't write down any ideas. I didn't even have the name at this point. She said, don't bother yourself with any of that. She said, I want you to take your time until I see you at our next session. And I want you to tell me, who is Preashea? What does your life look like? What does your life look like when you are not at the church? What do you look like as a senior pastor? And that's the first thing we're going to write down. And then the rest of the stuff for the church, you're going to build it around that. She said, but if we don't have you congruent, it's going to change everything. And so I think for me, having a therapist who cares nothing about, and understand how I say this, she don't care nothing about the church. She don't care nothing about me. She don't care nothing about records. She cares, nothing about it. She cares about, she's getting her hefty hourly fee to make sure that Preashea the human is okay. And so it's through that process of sitting with myself, being able to sit. Most people can't sit with yourself longer than 5 minutes without doing something. And so to steal the words of my friend Sade, I have been focused on being and not doing. And I think that's what keeps it intact. Being.
Right.
Who am I in this? So that the alarms start going off.
Thank you, Lord.
Not when we down the road 16 years in and something unchecked then caused the whole scandal.
Right.
But I didn't like how I said that to you.
That is so good.
I didn't like how I said that to you. I need to change something in my morning routine because I don't like the way I showed up for this meeting today. Everybody else is fine. But I don't like the way I showed up today.
Right.
I mean, it was like, I know I took like 17 detours on that one, but I hope I answered the question.
So good. Hey family, real quick, I wanted to stop and personally invite you to join my brand new inner circle for leaders, communicators, speakers, business people, and of course, second chair leaders who are ready to grow in wisdom, strategy, and impact. When you join, not if you join, when you join, you will receive early exclusive access to tools and resources that I use every day to lead in business and in ministry. Not only that, you'll also get the opportunity to join some special Mic Toss episodes to ask your questions and glean from the guests that will be on. If you are interested and you'd like to join, click the link in the show notes to join the inner circle, and I'll see you inside. Let's get back. Oh, good. And I think what I always endeavor for this podcast to give the next generation is practicality. And you've done that all throughout this episode.
Amen.
In that, I think one of the things that we can take away from what you just said is a literal assignment for us to go right down and sit with ourselves to understand, who are we before the lights come on? Who are we before we're called? And I want to level the playing field, because I don't want to make success sound like flights and hotel rooms and grand stages. For some of us who are called, success will sound like our community. Success will sound like a thriving church. And even a thriving church is not always 5,000 people. Sometimes a thriving church is 1,000, 1,500, 500, depending on what those metrics of success for what God has shown us. So for those that are watching, don't hear success and even the things that the Lord is making in you and think, oh man, I'm either going to the nations, I'm, going to be this grand prophet, this grand preacher, this grand intercessor. However, the Lord has charted your path for success to show up. Before you get there, sit with, write down, who are you before the lights come on? Because clearly someone who has lived it and is living it is telling us this is one of the keys to success in
and
sustainability.
Please believe, let me add this caveat.
Yeah.
I've gotten here in the past several years, right?
Hello.
Before now, I just celebrated this past May 4 years of sobriety. But I can tell you what it looks like when you don't know who you are and the lights are on.
My God.
And I used to have I had this little beef with God that I had to settle, because I couldn't understand why I was so broken and so overwhelmed and so needing of some type of way to self-soothe, and I'm going to a bottle. I did not understand how is my prayer clips going viral?
Yeah. My God.
And I am at the end of it. By April 2021, I was drinking a handle of vodka to survive, drinking to get up, drinking to go to bed, drinking to study.
Yeah. Wow.
Drinking to prepare myself to go stand before people.
Yeah.
Because in order for me to be Preashea, I needed the alcohol. That's my definition of addiction. Addiction is when you need something outside of yourself to be yourself. And so I want to caution you, not just from this side, like, oh, she really approached this the right way, and she didn't had it together for all of these years. Baby, bye. I had to go to a rehab facility in Nashville, Tennessee, to get to this point in life.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know the other side. The other side of this is death, a quick death, and you will not enjoy a moment of it. All the lights and the stages will become obligatory things that you have to do, that require you to feed yourself more of the thing that you are addicted to in order to be that. And that is not sustainable. So understand, I've been on, the light's been on both sides.
Yeah.
And the level of enjoyment and there it is, fulfillment.
Yeah.
My assignment is fulfilling now, and it is not something that I gotta do.
Yes, ma'am.
And not something that I'm forced to do, or something that I'm going back and forth every time I'm about to preach. God, am I really called to do this? Then I got all this condemnation. I know what I did last night. All it, like, it's just, I'm telling you, it's much better. It's much better on this side. I promise you.
Man, again, wisdom, practicality from someone who has lived it and is still walking in what God has called them to. Pastor, I think your life's journey and your life story, there has been a pivoting moment in which you were the amazing singer, many albums, so many great worship songs that really helped the entire body of Christ. And then there was a pivot as the Lord started to call you to pastor. What was it like navigating being known, used to flowing in one thing, and now you have to pivot to move to the next thing that you also clearly know is God's will for your life?
So y'all still out here wanting me to record records, and I think here's the thing. This is what I tell people all the time. I did not grow. I didn't ask for any of this. None of it. I didn't want to be the artist either. I thought I was going to be a rapper. Like, and I mess with her all the time because God might have got it. He got it crossed just a little bit because JHP, Jackie Hill Perry, PJH, Preashea Hilliard. We got the same letters. And so I just really thought it was going to be like Lecrae collabs for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be like the ageless, eternal youth pastor. You know what I'm saying? Ageless. All of this singing and weeping before the Lord. I have no intention of doing any of that. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I will say that door is not completely closed. I'm still writing music, and I literally cannot shake this. I keep seeing live from the glory house. So it's coming. Y'all pray. It's coming. Y'all pray. Yes, we gonna still do that. Yes, ma'am. But I think for me, in transitioning from one thing to another, it wasn't hard for me because I'm a creative. You know, creatives, we have a new idea. You know, one day we want to be a magician, next day we want to be a scientist, next day we want to be a lawyer, next day we want to, it's like whatever need it is, let's just feel it. Yeah. Let's just feel it. And so I think the transitioning to different areas, the excitement of it all, is what kind of helped me. And God is He's so sovereign, and he only gives intel about our lives on a need-to-know basis. And so if you asked me 3 years ago, what are you moving from Houston to Atlanta for? I didn't have an answer for you. That's half the reason why my parents probably thought I was a little bit crazy. It was like, so you're not going to work here anymore. What are you going to do? I said, I don't know. Because it was Genesis 12:1 for me. Leave your country, leave your family, leave everything that you know, and go to a land. He didn't say, go to a land that I'm going to give you all of the particulars on. Yes, ma'am. As you're taking your journey out of where you came from. No, go to a land I will show you. Of course, the New Testament gives us insight that Abraham went forward in faith, not knowing where he was going to go. He just, every step of the way, he waiting on God. Moving. And so when I moved to Atlanta, godly, almost 4 years ago, I didn't have no idea what I was going to do. I thought I was going to, listen, I did a couple records, did Enrique. I was like, oh, I'm moving into my production era, baby. I am moving into my Hollywood era. I'm about to switch over into production. Y'all ain't seen this. Call me Kirk. Call me Tasha. Call me Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm production assistant on these recordings, baby. I am doing it. And then the Lord says, so the reason why you know how to do everything in the church is because I called you to build my church. I was like, perfect. Discipleship. That's what I said, we're going to focus on discipleship with Preashea Hilliard Ministries. That's what we're going to do. Let's build out Patreon, and we're going to we're going to build God's church. We're going to build the people of God. That created my going. So I think the way that God gives intel on a need-to-know basis is the reason why the transition for me hasn't been as abrupt as y'all see it as, because I'm just out here. I'm just out here literally every day. I didn't think I was coming to Atlanta every 2 weeks. Like, I was coming to help Bishop Murphy and the Dream Center Church of Atlanta as a creative, director, consultant. And I was flying back and forth. I was like, I'm not moving from Houston. I'm gonna have 2 houses. See, God called my dad to multiple locations. He calling me to live in multiple cities. That's it. And then I
Come
get
on.
here and I start feeling all them these pastor things like,
yep. Man.
time I drove through Henry County, I was like, why do I feel like I need to be looking around?
Correct.
God said buy land. What is he talking about?
Wow, Lord.
And then November of last year, I got a call. I asked the Lord, I said, God, I feel like you telling me to start a church. You're going to have to make this real clear to me, because this is not something, I know this is not something that you just do in your own strength. Baby, you better, you better have the heavenly hosts get Michael on the phone. Give him a satellite.
You're going to need him.
Give him, it better be it unto me. I need to see it appear in this room.
Yeah, hello. The whole 9.
And literally, I said that, my phone starts ringing.
Wow.
And within a couple of hours, 2 people who I trust know the voice of God said, Preashea, whatever you asked the Lord about this morning, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be the first person to sow into this church he told you to start. I said,
fall out.
Oh, so you serious about this? So long way around. I think it's the nature of God to not give us too much, because if he did, we would probably pull back. And it's that step by step by step journey with God that I'm willing to take with him. I'm looking back and everybody's like, oh, that was smart.
Hello.
You moved, you got yourself down. And I'm like,
I know what was going on.
Hey guys, I didn't plan any of this. Thank you though.
Right.
I really appreciate it, but thank you. I didn't have no idea none of this was happening.
Wow. Man, there's such a faith journey, and it sounds like the pivot that we saw and that you were living out was nothing more than faith. And I think anyone that has built something or is building something great, there's a thread of that consistent story, that there is seasons of faith where, just like Abram, we are going pace by pace, footstep by footstep, solely on his instruction as he shows us where the land is going to be. Man, Pastor, this has been really, I know you're not
wrapping up. I just got into it.
You didn't get stirred now.
I got a whole list of clack approved statements here. Clack worthy statements. I got a whole list of clack blacks.
Jesus. Right.
I know, I really am. I am absolutely enjoying this. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Oh, Lord.
Because what you don't know is I'm a fan. I'm a fan. You think I'm a fan? I told you, what was it? We were in DC.
In DC together.
I said, I got Khalil's number.
When you said that, I said, who's Khalil? She can't be talking about me. She can't be talking about
Khalil.
me.
That's like me saying, she can't be. Somebody just said, Preashea, I can't be talking about me. Nah, come on. Mama call him Lil. Call him Lil.
Lil, come on. Yes, ma'am. That just means that we have to do a part 2, because the wisdom and the jewels that you have been dropping have been so good. Pastor, we ask every person that comes on this podcast this one question: what is something that you wish someone had told you when you were sitting in our seats and just starting out?
What do I wish someone told me? Know God for yourself.
Oh, Lord.
Of course, you know the story where Samuel is having like this prophetic awakening.
Yes, ma'am.
And he equates the voice of God with the voice of his spiritual father. And I think there is something to God placing spiritual parents, mentors from afar in front of us, so that we can be able to put our faith in something that we may not have a concept of just yet.
Yes,
but there comes a point where it's no longer the voice of our fathers that we need to go and listen to.
Yeah.
There comes a point of transition when I go from sitting, waiting to be called, that there is a healthy tearing away that has to happen.
Lord.
And so I wish someone would have told me, it is great that you've had Juanita Bynum and Bishop I.V. Hilliard is your dad, and my mom. You've had all of these people show you faith, but there's going to come a day that you're going to have to make some decisions that they might not even agree with. But it's going to be based and anchored in who you know me to be. And so there came a point where I had to grieve serving the God of I.V. Hilliard and figure out who is the God of Preashea.
Man.
Because the end of the day, humans are going to fail us.
Yes, ma'am.
Do they lead us to the pathways that we should know? Do I think there is nothing but value in having covering and spiritual wisdom and all of that? But at a certain point, you're going to hit a crossroads where you're going to have to stand up in the God that you know.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can no longer keep running back to Eli and asking him, what's next?
Hello.
Because Eli's faith is not the faith that you're going to need to disrupt the order that everybody thought was going to be set. And now I got to go to Jesse's house and get a David because we all thought it was Saul. And now I got to do something that is so generationally upheaving. I am a misfit. I'm needing people to do stuff that are willing to speak to power. And if you got this whole thing that you only gonna obey me based upon somebody else telling you that it's me, or are you gonna come into my presence and say, here I am, Lord. Preashea is listening.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so that's my advice. Know God for yourself. Because if you base your faith on the God of other people, I can guarantee you they will let you down. It's the nature of humanity. The only thing that is safe and sure that we are to put our hope on, our faith in, is the rock. That is the rock of the revelation of the word of God, the rock of who God is for real. So quit all the sideshows. Quit trying to be something, praying, going in. Even though I came on the podcast trying to be Brandon Clack, I don't go in the presence of God trying to be me.
Right. Man,
stop that. Go and present yourself as Jesus tells the woman at the well. Do it in spirit and in truth. Do it with revelation and relationship. Do it with capacity and vulnerability. Find God for yourself.
Well, there are those episodes that we just have where at the end of it, there's just like, I just need to go sit with everything that you said and just process that. That was so good. All of these things have just really helped to prepare, in my estimation, a generation to fully walk in the call and to walk in it with purity, proper perspective, and knowing God for ourselves. Again, Pastor, thank you so much for coming on. And with everything that you've given, I got a feeling at my shondo that we gonna have you back for a part 2.
Oh,
this is so much more.
It's giving co-host at this point. I mean, I'm
Come
just saying,
on with it.
Give me the color code. I'll paint this side of the wall green, and we can just co-host this thing together. No,
yes,
I absolutely thank you for considering me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for allowing me to be on. I love spaces like this. So listen. This is now I got to go focus on inventory sheets and stuff. I'm trying to listen.
You got an assignment.
I'm itching to get into this Bible now. Like, wait, hold on. God, you said a couple things on that podcast. I need to figure out, I feel like I need to dig in that a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, y'all be sure to keep it locked. Be sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you stay up on everything that comes this way. And we'll see you next Tuesday for Mic Toss. Peace.